Welcome to the Grow to the Flow channel designed to keep you moving and growing towards freedom. Today it's time for Life Essentials Video 2, Full Body and Mobility. We're gonna dive right into it with yoga push-ups. Try to do it 6 times. You can support the way up by putting your knees on the ground, but try to have a very controlled way down. After the 6 yoga push-ups as a warm-up, we go straight into 6 to 12 times pike push-ups. Also here the easier option is with the knees on the ground, and a harder option is with feet closer to your hands, and keep your legs straight if possible. Keep your feet also flat on the ground if possible. Next is the side kick, 10 times each side. Keep pushing your shoulder down into the ground, brace your core, and keep breathing. Pace yourselves. This one can get pretty heavy. Really try to keep your foot off the ground until you touch it in front. Controlled movements, not too much swinging. Next exercise, we're gonna do the sprinter's knee up 12 times on one side and then onto the next one. All of the balance has to come out of your front foot. Really spread out your toes. Don't swing too much. Make it a controlled movement. If you want to make it a bit harder, do not touch your back foot on the ground. When you come up, very important to straighten up your upper body. Stand up straight. Brace your core. And controlled move down. You will feel it burning in your hamstrings. Keep looking at one point somewhere in the near distance to keep your balance better. Don't bend your back too much. The whole bend comes out of your hip hinge. And don't forget to breathe. Next is the one arm bridge switches. I'm gonna switch over. Try to reach up and over, backwards as far as possible. We do this 20 times in total, so 10 times each side. Really push up in that bridge. Get your hips as far away from the ground as possible. And push your bottom arm into the ground. Okay, should be there. Next move is coming up. This one is again the pike push-ups. Your shoulders should be rested a bit. We're gonna do this 8 to 12 times. If you can only do one, do one and follow up with support of the knees. If you can do two. Here I'm doing it with support of the knees. Try to make it as heavy as possible, but keep your elbows tucked in, not flaring out. Next is a Spider-Man with thoracic rotation, 6 to 10 times on each leg. And in this variation, we're gonna point our both hands up. So count the leg movements, not the arm movements. This one is also called the world's greatest stretch. This one is good for the whole body, the ankles, the hamstrings, the hips, the spine, the shoulders, and the glutes. And try to not touch your back knee on the ground. Controlled movements, no swinging. Really aim as high as possible. Don't make it too comfortable for yourself. Great move to open up your posture in the morning as well. We're going back to pike push-ups. Make them as hard as you can. Try to do it with 6 to 10 repetitions. And then we have a period of active rest. Go into the deep squat with a twist. Try to aim as high as possible and go from left to right with your elbows. Next, we are going into the downward dog, to the child's pose, into the cobra pose. Next is the standing hip stretch. Put your ankle on your opposite knee and try to hinge from your hip. Bring your belly to your knees. And every time you breathe into your nose and then you breathe out of your mouth, you can feel your hips loosening up a bit and coming deeper and deeper with every breath. Do it at least 10 seconds, but take your time because it's such a good stretch. I suggest you do it at least 10 and even 30 seconds on each side. And when that is completely finished, end with some hip circles in both directions. Thank you and thank yourself for working on your health today. Feel free to repeat this exercise sequence. You could go up to 5 times in a row. Why not 10 more minutes of effort? You are already in the flow. Like and subscribe if you want more of this content, and see you next time.